Good day everyone, I'm Clarence Agno and welcome to my vlog. And today I'm going to tackle about the North-South divide. So the North-South divide is a term used to describe the social, economic, and cultural disparities. By observing the global changes that have occurred across the world since 1980 and examining how areas such as China and Sub-Saharan Africa have dealt with the process of development. So let's tackle about the development and the brunt line. So what is development and the brunt line? So development refers to a process of change that affects people's lives, exploring how the standard of living, wealth, and quality of life of the global population varies across our planet. So there are various development indicators which can be split into three categories. So first is health indicators. It measures statistics such as nutrition and life expectancy. Second is social indicators. It includes employment and education. While lastly, economic indicators. It may examine poverty and GDP per capita figures. On the other hand, we have the Brandt line. It was proposed by Willy Brandt, a German chancellor in 1980. It is created a portion between the developed North and the developing South. Brandt came to the conclusion that more cooperation between countries could build a world in which sharing, justice, freedom, and peace might prevail. It was Willy Brandt in 1983. So this is the table showing the characteristics of the Brandt line. So as the table demonstrates, Brandt suggested that countries north of the division were more developed as they had been able to interact successfully with others, benefiting from higher levels of trade and thus boosting the quality of life for their population. So we have development around the world since 1980. So following Brandt's report in 1980, several global shifts have defined development around the world. These changes have affected regions differently, while also blurring the established divide between the North and South. So we have globalization. So when we talk about globalization, it is a noticeable phenomenon which has changed the way that economies interact on the world stage at cultural, economic, and political levels. For many countries such as BRICS, it includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Globalization has brought greater progress. So these countries, which comprises over 40% of the world's population and account now for 25% of global GDP, have seen increasingly high rates of economic growth, suggesting that the cross-border activities of globalization have brought clear benefits. While on the other hand, we have the development indicators. So Bobby Kennedy describes GDP or gross domestic products as an indicator which measures everything except that which makes life worthwhile. So it means this measurement ignores social cost, environmental cost, and the cost associated with conditions such as income inequality. So issues that are providing more relevant in a more connected and informed global society. So this is the component of Human Development Index. So what is the Human Development Index? It is a composite indicator developed by the United Nations which comprises several social and economic indicators in order to provide a more accurate and balanced idea of a country's level of development. HDI uses a real rather than gross GNP or capita figure. So, in conclusion, by observing the global changes that have occurred across the world since 1980, it becomes clear that the world today is no longer simply defined by rich and poor. It seems that the Brandt line has become blurred today. and that is a north-south divide is not necessarily the most effective way to map global development. So that's all for my blog. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you for listening.